Some more information here. Nicodemus, who was an experienced physician, and said on the way to the tomb, I guess, that the peculiar condition of the atmosphere caused by the revolution of the elements was beneficial to Jesus, and that he never had believed that Jesus really was dead. And he further said that the blood and water which flowed from the wound was a sure sign that life was not extinct. And again, they arrived at the grotto, and they were all 24 brothers of the Brotherhood in the first degree, etc., etc. Okay, and making out that Jesus didn't actually die here. After the business wrappings had been taken off and the muck ender was removed from his head, Joseph spoke and said, "This is not a place in which to remain longer, for here the enemies might easily discover our secret and betray us." But Jesus was not yet strong enough to walk far, wherefore he was conducted to the house that belonged to the order that is close by Calvary, in the garden which also belonged to the Brotherhood. They tried to annihilate every trace of the biases, wrappings and the medicines and drugs used, so no one would have a clue, right? What actually went on. So Jesus was supposedly resting up somewhere. He's too weak to walk. Okay, but Jesus was moved by a great desire to prove to his friends that he still lived. Impelled by this desire and feeling himself refreshed and strengthened, he asked for clothes that he might go forth among his friends. He was immediately clothed in the Esseer working garb, such as the brethren wear when at work. In this dress he appeared as a gardener. In the meantime, the two young brothers had gone again to the grave, as their work there was not yet completed. While there they saw the same woman return who came first to the grave, as John and Peter meanwhile had made known among the disciples what had come to pass. This woman, thus returning to the grave, thought the two novices were angels guarding the empty grave, and she wept. And so forth. Okay, so this is like very, very different to the Gospels, to the Americanized English versions, Bible versions, and also to the original ancient, very old Aramaic, Galilean Aramaic New Testament. So yeah, we sort of taken this with a grain of salt. We think it's maybe not the real deal, but yeah, we'd have to find evidence to prove that. People will say, oh, it doesn't match the scriptures in your ancient version or even in your modern version, so it's a load of rubbish, it's a big lie, all this sort of stuff. Yeah, okay, maybe you can find online the actual one copy of that letter, right? But people would still say, oh no, it's rubbish, it's fraud, it's a scam, it's a whole load of rubbish, garbage, etc. Okay, so it's giving great detail what actually went on. Some similarity to the Bible report, but yeah, to take some more study on it and try to find out if it's actually true or not, because you can't find any information on it. So we'll keep looking, and we'll probably make another video at some point that verifies it's a load of rubbish, but that it's 100% true. Something interesting to read, something different, claimed. Caiaphas, the high priest, had been informed that Jesus had been seen in Jerusalem and he had spread the rumour that the disciples had stolen the body of Jesus and had invented a miraculous story. But there were many among the people in the city who believed that Jesus had risen by the hand of God, and these commenced to complain of the injustice done to him and to believe in his doctrines. And the high priest feared a revolution among the people and believed that the Galileans were intending to overthrow the government and set up a new ruler. He was therefore suspicious and watchful. In the evening of the same day came Nicodemus to the Brotherhood and brought them the information that Joseph of Arimathea had been arrested, and that they falsely attributed to him criminal purposes, and that he had been in secret association with Jesus. He had been fraudulent. Whereupon great anxiety arose among the brethren, for they feared that also Jesus had been arrested, inasmuch as he had not been seen by any of them since the evening when he convinced Thomas. Okay, and then the elders met in council, and it was agreed that they should search for Jesus and use all efforts to liberate or free Joseph, and so forth. Okay. Many of those who came were moved only by the spirit of wonder. They had come therefore to see Jesus do wonders and perform miracles. Others hoped for the coming of the new kingdom of Messiahs and the deliverance of the Jews from the Romans. Jesus was sorely grieved in his heart by these interpretations of his mission, for often he had spoken of these things, saying that to his disciples that it was not meet that the Son of God should be clothed with worldly power and splendour. It wasn't something that he should take on. But the Esseer, or the Essene brethren, understood and did not share in these errors, for they well knew that according to the laws of the order of the Brotherhood which he had vowed to keep, their brethren could take no part in matters of state nor aspire to worldly power. They can't interfere in what was happening to him at the crucifixion was. Interesting. In the city arose a rumour that Jesus was taken up in a cloud and he had gone to heaven. This was invented by the people who had not been present when Jesus departed. The disciples did not contradict this rumour, inasmuch as it served to strengthen their doctrine and influence the people who wanted a miracle in order to believe in him. John, who was present, knew all of these things, but he had not spoken nor written anything about it. Likewise Matthew. There are others who have gathered the rumours thereof into an illustration, which they believed themselves, as they were moved by the Spirit to glorify Jesus. Closing remarks of the German translator. For an enlightened Christian it will be a holy, that means a wholesome, indifferent whether the life of Jesus as recorded by the Gospel has any historical foundation or not. It remains a scientific problem whether Jesus really died on the cross or was taken down only apparently dead, and not a religious one. For in the moral world, the very determination to die for truth and virtue ought to be considered as highly as the physical death. The intelligent man that has made the thought clear through science and study, and overcome the superstition of tradition, may be a true defender of the Christian spirit, if he even doubts everything in the gospel that appears to him in any way mythical or inexplicable. But there are men to whom only that is holy that they cannot explain or comprehend themselves, and others again who will try to lull their own minds into tranquil faith on undoubted scriptural authority, men that consider the outward events for the aim of Jesus' life and keep their minds chained down to a dead literal faith. Further, there are persons who, through their simplicity of mind and education, simpletons, do not ponder on the subject at all, who consider sinful every examination into the ideas prevailing in past centuries. There are also persons who keep others in ignorance, that they may not examine into the account of the miracles. All such persons are not true defenders of the Christian spirit, and therein contain moral liberty of thought. Such persons will never take a step toward the improvement of the Christian spirit in the external life, and it is just therein Christianity ought to appear, not therein that men absorb themselves in their own selfish conceits, accepting the spirit without doing anything themselves. No, the Christian spirit ought to be introduced into the actual ever-changing life, to be modified to the wants of the everyday life. So it should be flexible. Okay? It should be like water, right? Okay? Basically, if you understand that Bruce Lee concept. Yeah? It should flow. You shouldn't have to think about it, right? Etc., etc. You should naturally, inwardly, outwardly be kind to someone on the street that needs feed, that needs something to eat, needs some clothing, needs some shoes, you know. An old lady walking across the street in busy traffic, having pity on those who might have a deformity, might have disease, right? You're kind to every person that you see. You're not like a hard-ass A-hat, you know, that doesn't care. He makes out he's a Christian, but he's a role-player actor, right? It's all about them. It's gimme, gimme, gimme. All they do is spend their days in church, you know. Where there's a guy outside, maybe they've got a 5-bedroom mansion or something like that, you know, garage, all that sort of stuff, 21 toilets or whatever, and there's a poor guy in the alleyway, right? Maybe a ex-Afghanistan vet, suffering, probably an addiction, all that sort of stuff, and they walk past him and walk on the other side of the road. It's like that Levite, is it Levite priest? In Samaritan, the Levite priest that saw this injured man just walked across the other side of the street and walked on. Okay? Yeah, it's like either do something about it. How can you like see that and then walk on? You know, like give some help. It's understandable because people like they use you, abuse you. They just want their dollar for their addiction, be it drugs, weed, or alcohol, or something like that. Yeah, and a lot of them are charlatans out there doing that, making a lot of money off other people, right? To buy their addictions. You just got to be wary. Okay, like Christ said, don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. Okay, give it in charity. You know, you're aware that these people might be using and abusing you, right? Spending it on collecting and spending it on addictions. But you pray for those people, right? If you got that funny feeling, you give anyway. People go, oh, you're a sucker and all that sort of stuff. This guy's always making up that he's got no money, he needs to feed, all that sort of stuff. Even people on a bus, they try to get a free ride. And you've got to spare a card or something, you know, because here we've got to use a card to get on the bus and get off the bus, sort of thing. They don't have money exchange. They don't exchange money anymore. They don't pay money to get on the bus, you know, have a ride, get this card, right? You might have a spare one, and somebody goes, oh damn, my thing's stuffed, something wrong with it, so you clock them on, right? Some people do tricks, you know, oh, make out, you know, because the bus driver will tell you, oh, they do this all the time. Why are you helping that guy? Who cares, bro? The bus is stuck, it's not moving, and there's people here moaning and groaning, they've got to get to work, they're going to be late and stuff. Let's make the bus move. Here you go, ding ding, off you go. And it carries on. Look at that, you're making a big scene out of it. Just drive the damn bus, get these people to wherever they're going, right? I clocked the dude on. You know, and then afterwards they're like, why did you do that? I'm going, well, mean to eat. Bro, the bus was sitting there, people were moaning, groaning, oh, to get to work, oh, I'll be late, all that sort of stuff. So had a spare card, $5 or $10 or whatever on it, bing bing, got him. The guy on the thing got you moving, yeah. Now he's off the bus, but then this guy got off the bus and tapped on the doors and gave the bus driver the fingers, yeah, all that sort of stuff. See, that's what these people do. You're worrying about it, bro. He's gone, you know. He's off the bus, drive on, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is quite lengthy, a book. It has a lot of information here. Okay, some more for the everyday Christian here. Okay. Really good to read there. In the old letter it is recorded that he did not die on the cross but passed into unconsciousness. Even the way in which Jesus appeared to die on the cross makes that probability of apparent death possible. First he lost his consciousness very early, so that even Pilate doubted his death, and before he allowed him taken down from the cross he ordered the Roman centurion to convince himself thereof. Secondly, by the then existing mode of crucifixion, was it not uncommon that the crucified could be brought to life? Well, he smacked their legs with a piece of wood and smashes their legs, or they're going to be in pain, aren't they? So they're going to go, oh my gosh, you're breaking my legs. Sign that they're alive. Also informed by the historians of that date that it was not an uncommon thing that crucified criminals were brought back to life after being taken down from the cross. It is also proved that these unfortunates among nations that did not have the Jewish custom of not allowing the crucified to hang on the cross overnight, because the Sabbath was approaching, all that sort of stuff, often would hang on the cross 8 or 9 days before death, at last put an end to their dreadful suffering. Someone come and run through with a spear or something like that. Okay. And so forth. So we hope that you enjoyed this video, though rather long. We may cut it into parts. We may leave a full version, you may be cut it into parts, so it makes it easier for you to listen to it. Yeah, so thank you for taking the time to watch our latest video upload. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to our channel. If we have a notification button or bell, push that so you'll never miss out on any of our videos. Give us a like or a thumbs up in the edge of comments below the video. We'll get back to you on those as soon as possible. And then go share this video with your friends, family, other Christians, etc. who you can sit down and discuss it. Say, well, this is my opinion of it. I think it's fake. I think it's a load of rubbish. You know, it's a good conversation starter, right? It could also cause heated arguments. Someone will go, oh, but in the Bible, you know, it says, you know. Someone else will go, no, but on my King James it says, oh, but on my ESV it says, you know, all this sort of stuff. Yeah, it's a good conversation piece. So again, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, add your comments below the video, we'll get back to you on those, and then share this video with your family, friends and others.